protect property during the anticipated Thursday anti-government demonstrations. Cracks within the Azimio coalition deepen with the fight to control Parliament's minority positions, with Wiper Party rubbishing a purported PG, handing over the seats to ODM members. Well, talk to us via social media platforms at K24 TV, at Joel Chachazol on our SMS and WhatsApp numbers. Even as tonight, we focus on the state of politics. In studio, I'm already joined by Honorable Beatrice Elachi. She is the Dagoretti North Member of Parliament. Honorable, as well, actually, the Jubilee SG, that is the Honorable Jeremiah Kioni, is unable to join us tonight, despite having earlier on promised. Regardless, we still move on. Let's begin with this top story, where the High Court has blocked the police from arresting and detaining MPs James Mwangi Gakuya and Benjamin Gadhiru, commonly known as the Major Donk, who had been under investigations as part of a probe into the funding of the Gen Z protest. This cools down what appears to be escalating pressure on the allies of the Deputy President, with the duo bringing the total number of Gachagwa's allies questioned to 5. David Kagina tells us more.
Embakasi North Member of Parliament James Gakuya and his Embakasi Central counterpart Benjamin Gadhiru, commonly known as Major Donk, were picked up from Parliament buildings on July 31st and questioned in a probe aimed at identifying the financiers of the Gen Z demonstrations. Following an urgent application by the duo through their lawyer Danstan Omari, Justice Chacha Mwita of the High Court issued orders preventing the police from arresting or detaining the duo MPs as part of the investigations into the funding of the Gen Z protests. And I quote, "In the meantime, a conservatory order is hereby issued restraining the respondent, their agents and or servants from arresting, detaining, confining, pursuing and or in any other way interfering with the petitioner's liberty in connection with the allegations giving rise to this petition until 17th September 2024. The known number of allies of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua who have been questioned in connection with funding the protest now stands at 5. Former Embakasi West MP Theuri, former Nyeri Town MP and political advisor in the office of the Deputy President Ngonjiri Wambogo, and Gachagua's private secretary Munene Wamumbi were the first to be questioned as detectives worked to uncover the identities of those the government believes bankrolled the protest, which occasionally turned chaotic, leading to looting, destruction of businesses, injuries and deaths. Even as this unfolds, the Deputy President has denied involvement in the predicaments of his allies, citing his recent statement on not being involved in leadership changes within the UDA party.
No one consulted me on the ouster of Cleophas Malala. They evicted him at 5 a.m. That is not how a ruling party should be behaving. As a party deputy leader, I wanted to attend, but by 6 a.m. I was told by my people that the meeting was over.
David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
On to other news, the police force now says that it's ready to provide security to peaceful protesters and protect property during the anticipated Thursday anti-government demonstrations. As Bentura Komboka now tells us, however, Deputy Inspector General Administration Police Gilbert Masengeli has defended the presence of ununiformed police officers during protests.
Thursday, the 8th of August, is set to put the new Acting Inspector General of National Police Service, Gilbert Masengeli, to task on how he will handle the planned Gen Z protests dubbed the 99 March. Speaking during a meeting with senior security officials at the Administration Police Training College in Embakasi ahead of the planned anti-government protest on Thursday, the IG has issued a warning to criminal elements targeting to infiltrate the demos that are set to take place across the country.
Everybody, every Kenyan, as per the law, has liberty to demonstrate, picket, and assemble. They have a message they have said and has been heard. They want it to be done as per the law. And in this regard, it is as the security agencies to ensure to differentiate the real Gen Zs and those who take the opportunist of that riots and whatever, so that they cause mayhem, they cause destruction of property.
This coming in the shadows and concerns over the presence of ununiformed police officers, in which the service has come to its defense, saying they're within the confines of the law, urging the protesters to engage in peaceful demos in adherence to the law.
While in uniform, while in civilian, the police officer remains a police officer. But as per the law, that officer who is in civilian should carry his COFA, card of appointment, certificate of appointment, and in this regard, if asked upon, he will produce and identify himself as a police officer. A police vehicle is identified by the color, and if you say that you can see any vehicle and assume it is a police vehicle, then you need to go further to clarify and confirm that this is a real police vehicle.
The Nane demos are aimed at putting pressure on government to account and force exit of the current regime. Bentura Kumbuka, K24, Nairobi.
Cracks within the Azimio coalition are deepening over the fight to control the National Assembly minority positions, with Wiper Party now rubbishing the purported changes announced today, where Junet Mohammed is poised to take over as the minority leader and Emilio Odhiambo to be the minority whip. According to Wiper, ODM is displaying greed despite already cutting deals with the government on Gen Z's blood. This even as women are mounting pressure to get a slot in the vacant ODM deputy party leader's position. Wiper Party, through its Secretary General Shakila Abdallah, has called out the ODM party for purporting to having conducted a parliamentary group meeting to effect House leadership positions.
Azimio meeting first has to be called either by both leadership of the houses or by the principals. Since the last meeting which our party leader was insulted at Joff, there has never been any other Azimio meeting.
The Kalonzo Musyoka-led party is accusing ODM of greed, despite already betraying Kenyans and the coalition by joining government.
Not here to fight for positions. We know those positions were created by the blood which was shed by our children. And we're not ready to fight for any of those positions. If they have decided to take the positions, let them take them. Our party leader position was clear. He said it was going to be given.
This comes just hours after ODM SG Edwin Sifuna announced that an Azimio PG meeting had endorsed ODM speak for National Assembly's minority positions.
Kufuatia kuteuliwa kwa Mheshimiwa Pio Wandae kama waziri wa Kawi, tuwe na Mheshimiwa Junet Mohammed akichukua nafasi kama kiongozi wa wale walio wachache ndani ya bunge la kitaifa. Na pia pendekezo lililotolewa na chama cha ODM kwamba Mheshimiwa Emilio Odhiambo achukue nafasi ambaye itaachwa na Mheshimiwa Junet Mohammed.
Despite Azimio press briefings being done by several leaders in attendance, today was surprisingly unique, with Sifuna doing it all alone, while affirming Wiper endorsed the resolutions.
Nataka nitangaze kwamba vyama vyote tanzo vya Azimio viko pamoja, vimeungana, hakuna mgogoro ndani ya muungano mzima wa Azimio.
If anything, as a party, for me as SG, I was not consulted on any issue to do with the leadership of the National Assembly. And if we are in Azimio, they should have consulted us.
Meanwhile, it is a scramble for the top leadership positions in the ODM party, as women leaders also want to be considered.
Tunataka kuona kina mama katika Central Management Committee. Tunataka pia kuona kina mama katika NEC, National Executive Council.
Katika ODM, na unakuta ya kwamba katika viti za kwanza karibia 10, Central Committee yenyewe hamna mama. Tunaomba sasa kama kina mama wa ODM, na tunasema tuko na mama ndiye gavana wa kule Homa Bay, Mama Gladys Wanga.
Already the coastal leaders are demanding that Hassan Joho be replaced by a person of their choice.
One of the deputy party leaders must come from the coast.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi. We'll be getting to the depth of what is happening in Azmio and as well in the political space. Once again, remember, Honorable Beatrice Elachi is in studio. Meanwhile, for years, traders at Toy Market have faced repeated fires, yet the determination to rebuild bigger and better remains unwavering. Reconstruction is once again underway at the market, following a devastating fire on Saturday night that killed 4 people and left hundreds of traders counting their losses. Brandon Mwai reports on the resilience of business people in a market that has cost them millions, but they refuse to abandon.
Hammer to nail, pole to hole. These are the scenes at Toy Market. Reconstruction is underway as traders eagerly work to get back on their feet. What remains are the shells of what was once a vibrant market that fed and clothed hundreds. For the businesswomen and men here, the pain of losing their bread and butter is almost too much to bear. Joyce, sitting next to the charred remains of her third stall, has been trading at Toy Market for 23 years. She started her business at the age of 25 and with every fire has always faced the loss firsthand.
Mimi kama biashara yangu, beli moja ninanunua na 31,500. Ninauza trouser, shati ninanunua na 34,000. Na nikiangalia hiyo stock vile ilikuwa ni over 500.
The latest blaze caught her by surprise, burning everything to ashes and leaving her with nothing. Her entire investment has gone up in flames, reduced to mere remnants.
Ya 2023 nilichomekewa na beli 9, sikuwa nimefungua. Hii nimechomekewa na beli 4, sijafungua. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni kama pesa umechukua ukatupa.
For 23 years, Joy's business has supported her family and funded her children's education, including her firstborn, who is now at KMTC. She says getting back on her feet will require divine intervention. For the mother of 3, Toy Market has been her lifeline despite enduring 5 fires. She remains determined even in the face of her latest loss.
Hata kama ninachomekewa, ninapata nafasi nyingine tena ya kutoka pale chini nikiinuka. Yani sioni mahali pengine ninaweza enda kutafuta kazi.
Joyce isn't alone. Many traders at Toy Market are devastated by the recent inferno that claimed 4 lives.
Penye pesa itatoka nijenge, Mungu ndiye anajua, lakini najua ya kwamba nitasimama kwa muda tu kidogo kidogo. Mungu atanisimamisha.
Ni juzi tu tulichomekewa, tena tukapoteza mali mingi sana ya thamani. Hizi pesa ambayo tumeweka huku, tunanuka madeni, hata kwa barabara watu wanatuona tu ni madeni.
Mtu amepoteza mali ya over $1 million na we operate on loans. Na loans za bank hazijui kama umechomekewa ama hujachomekewa. Sasa hiyo hasara, kuna mtu hata ametoka kazi. Serikali imeshindwa kutuandika. Na sisi tukajitafutia kazi, roho safi.
The traders at Toy Market say the ongoing reconstruction is driven by the personal initiative. Despite promises of donations, they have yet to receive any aid, and many are not optimistic about getting any support. Brian Amuai, K24, Nairobi.
We focus now on matters of education. Leadership wrangles at the University of Nairobi continue to actually take center stage just a day after Professor Margaret Chesang took over as the acting vice-chancellor. The University Academic Staff Union UN chapter today castigated the University Council over what they termed as humiliation of Professor Stephen Kiama, who is currently suspended. As Ian Kitani now reports, the union has threatened industrial action if their demands are not met within 7 days.
Friday, the 2nd of August.
The council at its meeting today resolved to suspend the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stephen Kiama, for 3 months pending ongoing investigations.
Sentiments by Amukoa Onangwe, chairperson of the University of Nairobi Council, were followed by Margaret Hutchinson taking over the reins of power from Stephen Gitai Kiama as the university's vice-chancellor on Monday this week in an acting capacity. The prestigious university has been marred with leadership wrangles in the recent past, the suspension of Professor Stephen Kiama, coming just 6 months to the lapse of his 5-year tenure. However, the university's Wasi chapter has today slammed the University Council led by Amukoa Anangwe over the humiliation faced by the embattled and now ousted Vice-Chancellor Stephen Gitai Kiama.
Deploying armed police in full combat gear to the university towers is wrong, and it is not in good taste. Humiliating a full professor at the university in the precincts of the university itself is wrong. It's unwarranted and it's very demeaning. We are urging the University Council, take all the evidence you have, because we've just heard that, I don't know, he has 20 billion missing or something like that. Take all that evidence to the investigative arms of the government.
Despite lauding the move to address financial misappropriation by the council, the union led by its secretary Maloba Wekesa called on the council to follow due procedure as stipulated in the University Act.
We laud the effort by the council to rein in on any financial impropriety, if at all, committed by the now suspended Vice-Chancellor. But it is also in order that this is done with decorum.
While slamming the council over delayed salaries and failure to issue promotion letters to university staff despite undergoing interviews, the union has called on the government to intervene and address the issues at hand.
We demand that the negotiations be launched forthwith. Immediately, they should be launched so that we move forward. Our members have, and that is their welfare, is being affected by the shenanigans that we are seeing within the university management. We also demand that staff who were recently interviewed on promotion should receive their letters with immediate effect.
If their concerns are not addressed within 7 days, the union has threatened to undertake an industrial action.
The University Council needs to act on the demands we are asking, failure of which we will go back to our members and ask them to shelve their labor. That is the due process of the law. And we are saying this in the presence of the National Secretary General, who is in agreement.
Solidarity forever! Ian Keitani for the Punchline.
And as promised, being on a Tuesday, we focus on matters politics. But we'll be taking a short commercial break shortly. Honorable Beatrice Alachi is already in studio, the Great North Member of Parliament. Thank you so much for creating time. I never realized this time you'll come back as a President William Ruto ally. How does it feel being in government?
Chacha, I'm not in government and I have been always very objective, so it's not a matter of being in government.
Baba is already on board.
Well, that is you saying that. For me, I know ever since we started our term, I've always been objective. I can support what is good for the country and I will reject what is bad for the country.
So would you still inject before, you know, just compared to before, before Baba joined the government?
Oh yes, I will. Yeah. I'm starting with Nairobi. We are not doing well and I want to really plead with the president. We are not doing well in Nairobi. And these things of markets burning and everything, nane is going to be a tough one.
You'll join the demos?
Well, whether I join or not join, you see, all these things are underlying issues. So whenever there's an underlying issue, you'll find very many people who will want to ventilate.
At that juncture, we take a short commercial break. Keep the conversation going via social media platforms at K24 TV, at Joel Chachazolo on SMS, and WhatsApp numbers on the bottom of your screens. I'll be sampling some of them before wrapping up Punchline tonight. We take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.